Hello dear chess fan, my name is Kestony. I'm a chess coach and today I would like to teach you how to play against King's Gambit as black. I'm not going to recommend you the main line, taking the pawn, trying to hold on to the pawn, because that requires a lot of memorization, learning a lot of different lines. It's very ambitious and thus it's very theoretical. Instead, I'm going to teach you a solid line where you're going to get slightly better positions as black. And it's not gonna be like you have to memorize hard variations and lines. So the move that I like to play here is pawn from d7 to d5. You even set up a small trap here. If he takes the pawn on e5, we have this nasty check on h4. And after a move like g3, we have queen takes e4, winning the white rook and thus winning the game. So instead, after d5, white takes the pawn on d5. And now we take his pawn on f4. So as you can see, at the moment, the material is equal. Black is attacking the pawn on d5 with the queen. And white, for now at least, is not attacking the pawn to f4. Now, we won't hold on to it. We're not going to play g5s or anything like that in this opening. We're going to instead pressure the d5 and get a solid position. So if white plays bishop c4 here, oops, queen h4 again. So obviously he cannot play g3 as this is pinned. If he takes that, we win the rook again. And king f1 is not something to be happy about as white. Black definitely has a very good position here. So instead, after we take the pawn on f4, white seems to have to play knight f3, which stops the queen from coming to h4. So now we're gonna pressure the pawn with the knight. We do not want to take it immediately where white does not have to pay any price to develop the knight with a tempo. So we play knight f6. Now we threaten to take it with the knight on d5, which then wouldn't lose any tempos. Bishop c4 could be played. This is the main move. And now we simply take the pawn with the knight. You may ask, well, what's the difference? Because queen is still coming to the central lie square where white can play knight c3 and win a tempo. Yes, but white now paid the price. We have two bishops advantage, plus there is this queen f5, which gives you a good advantage, a good grip on the position. It's a light square, thus white has no light square bishop, and the queen is pretty safe here. So if he plays something like castle, I can give you a couple of developing moves that could potentially happen. We develop knight to c6, white plays d4, bishop e6, developing move, and we're ready to castle queenside. Note that he cannot play d5, because if he does, we have castles which would pin the queen. And then after a move like queen h4, we can play many moves. We can develop here with the tempo, or we could just play something like queen g5. Now, please note that the knight is hanging, thus he cannot take with the bishop. Black has a definitely good position. We're going to win the d5 pawn. So here, white chooses to castle instead of taking the knight on d5. And then bishop e6. So same like in the previous line, just normal developing moves. Bishop b3, kind of a prophylaxis move so that the bishop wouldn't be hanging, no discovered attacks or anything like that. The bishop is well protected here. And then you could play a move like c5 even. We do not want to play knight c6 and d4. This is also possible, but my idea is a little bit stronger. Now after d4, I can just exchange these pawns. I'm not necessarily saying stronger, I'm just saying it's a little bit easier to play. Definitely, knight c6 was even maybe a better move. But all I want is just to get a good endgame, good middle game position without bad pieces, normal developing, no problems at all. So let's say a move like king h1, and then we can start exchanging things, and white has definitely no advantage. For example, bishop f4, knight c6, and then I even dare, after all this, to pick black slightly because we have developed every of our pieces. We could even just exchange these, and there is no reason why black should be worse here. So I hope you can implement this into your game. One more line to look at. Let's just go from the very start. e4, e5, f4, d5, takes, knight f3, knight f6, he could give you a check on b5. But then simply we play c6, let's say takes, d4, and now simply bishop d6. Castles, castles. We're not really trying to hold on to it with all of our might, but we still do not give it for free and make white struggle a little bit. Again, I'm picking black. I love the activity that black is gonna develop very soon. Hopefully, you learned this new variation. If you like it, please try it out in your games. It's very different from the most ambitious lines of King's Gambit, which lead to World War III, so to say, on the board. I recommend solely something easy to remember, just a line like this, where you do not risk anything at all. So, if you liked the video, you could subscribe to my channel, not to miss the next videos. You could also hire me as your passionate chess coach online. Contacts are on the right. I'm saying goodbye and see you in the next video.